been Homestarts in Hertfordshire for quite a considerable time, at least 30 years plus in some parts of the county. But over the past few years, we've been travelling a slightly different sort of route to previously, and it's been a journey, particularly over the past 12 months, that has been very exciting, very challenging, and at times very painful. Homestart Herts as an organisation was originally formed in November 2012 as a collaboration between the 9 Homestart schemes in Hertfordshire. The purpose of the collaboration at that time was to provide one point of contact for our main funders, who was then Hertfordshire County Council. It was about increasing our ability to draw in funding from elsewhere. And it was also about being better able to share and develop our practice across the schemes. At that time, we were particularly focused on getting ourselves prepared for what we hoped would be coming our way, a tender opportunity to continue to provide a home visiting service across the county. When the Homestart schemes came to an end, the contracts came to an end with the County Council. But unfortunately, last summer, the County Council and the clinical commissioning groups decided that they were not in a position to recommission a home visiting service, and that the individual contracts with the schemes were going to come to an end last September, that's September 2015. This decision did come as rather a surprise to us. I guess in a way it probably shouldn't have, but it did, and we had been gearing ourselves up for being in a position to be able to get a new contract, but sadly that wasn't to be. It also meant that we really had to take some drastic steps if we were going to be able to continue to provide service in Hertfordshire, because without any additional funding, the schemes were at risk of closing within the next 6 to 12 months. Now, our experience in Hertfordshire was really not very different to what was happening elsewhere in the country, as all local authorities were in a very difficult time with their funding situation. Having to make hard decisions about what services they fund, and this is obviously an ongoing situation around the country. However, Hertfordshire County Council were able to give Homestart Herts some funding to support a transition process in an attempt to help us to transform the schemes and enable us to become a more sustainable organisation for the future. We realised that we needed to be much more cost effective and much more streamlined, and also fit for purpose for the future. Well, the next part of our journey was at times very painful, but in a short space of time, a huge amount has been achieved. We're going back now to last summer and early autumn, which isn't really very long ago. With the help of a consultant, we undertook a structural review, a very rigorous structural review. Rob Shipway, who was the consultant that we worked for, who was employed by Pauline, worked very, very hard with us over a couple of months last autumn. His work resulted in a recommendation that we should merge the 9 schemes into one with almost immediate effect. This recommendation was presented to us, I guess, about last November, beginning of December time, and we needed to have made a decision about what we were going to do just before last Christmas. In December, 7 of the 9 schemes voted to merge to become Homestart Herts, and 2, Royston and South Cambridgeshire and Inferiors, decided that they would remain independent, but would work closely with us to help us deliver service across the county. Sadly, this decision came rather too late for the scheme in Hertswick, which had to close on the 31st of December last year. Between January and March this year, we have worked really hard to prepare for the merger, which actually came into effect on the 1st of April this year. And it has been a very challenging month, particularly because we had to say goodbye to some of our very dedicated staff. But the good news is that we have a new organisation that is dynamic and fit for purpose. The changes have been very positive, and once we'd actually made that decision that we were going to merge, it kind of renewed us with an energy that has driven us forward to where we are today. We have new and exciting opportunities opening up with new partners, working with more businesses and more schools, as well as maintaining and developing our existing partnerships with children's service providers and other voluntary and statutory agencies offering family support. Families remain at the heart of Homestart. They are why we exist. And it was our desire to ensure that our unique service should continue to be here in Hertfordshire to support the families in need that pushed us to change our organisation. And we are determined that we are actually going to survive. We have all, that's the staff, the trustees and the volunteers, worked extremely hard through this period of change. We have worked really hard to keep the service going for the families and referrers, and we do hope that we have provided business as usual and that families won't have noticed all the activity that was going on behind the scenes. Our new organisation has a new structure. It has meant a huge rationalisation of the organisation, the staffing structure and of our offices. The benefits from really re-looking at how you're going to deliver a service is that it was almost like wiping the slate clean and thinking about how we're going to deliver the service that we want to service with some of the resources that we've got, but we're going to have to reduce our resources. Our new staffing structure has enabled us to separate out to a degree the operational side of things and the strategic and funding side of things, so that we have staff that are dedicated to running the service, working with the volunteers, working with the families, and can actually focus on the delivery of our core business. And we also now have some staff that are dedicated to looking at how we make ourselves financially sustainable in the future. We have recruited and employed a CEO for the first time. She is worth her weight in gold, and you'll be hearing from her later. What we've also aimed to do is to maintain a local presence in all the districts, because we are very aware that what is very key to the way Homestart operates is that it is a local service that works in local communities with families, working locally wherever we have those relationships and knowledge that is so important to the delivery of our service. We also really value the local support Homestart receives from the communities where we work. So our new structure has enabled us to maintain a face of Homestart in each of our districts. So our actual coordinators are still based and work in our districts, and we do have an office location, some description in districts, but nothing like the sort of office setup that we had previously. We've drastically changed our sort of back office way of working. The changes that we have made have already resulted in approximately a 33% reduction in our costs. We can call that a saving if you like. But we've also managed, whilst reducing the cost of running the organisation by 33%, we're also supporting as many families as we did before. But we are operating at capacity, and we now need to look at how we can develop our services to meet the increasing demand. The financial future does remain uncertain, but we are very optimistic that our future sustainability will become increasingly secure as our funding strategy diversifies our funding streams and reduces our dependence on grant funding, although this does remain extremely important. Our funding strategy is based on looking at funding, and in fact we're working on a lottery bid at the moment. But it's also about developing our corporate fundraising, it's about developing our local fundraising, which we've always been very good, and it's also about developing our business opportunities and looking at how we can make the most of the services that we provide in the sense of selling those services to people who need it. Our services continue to be very high quality with our families at the centre, and I do hope that everybody feels that that is the position that we are in now, and I think we've worked really, really hard to make sure that our service delivery hasn't suffered as we've been going through this process of change. Now I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our supporters for their continued faith in us and for the support that we've received specifically during the past 12 months. I know that the slide isn't on the screen, but we have a list of the people who've been involved in supporting us both financially and in other ways, which will be on the screen at the end. We've received funding since our merger from the Sylvia Adams Trust, who have supported us also in the past, so we're very grateful for their continued support. And as I say, at the end you'll see a list of all the other people that we do really need to thank. Finally, last but not least, I really want to take this opportunity to thank all the staff and all the volunteers in Homestart for their hard work and their skill and their dedication over this very difficult period of time. And we all look forward to working with you all in the future, and I think we do have a very promising and exciting future ahead of us. So that is all I'm going to say about our journey so far. It's been quite tiring, I have to say. And it's really so nice to be here now with everybody here, and it feels very, very upbeat.